You're listening to the Redditch Standard Podcast because you have impeccable taste.
Hi there, my name's Ross Crawford and welcome to the Redditch Standard Podcast. This week, as well as having Claire tell us all about what's happening in Redditch this week, we have, well, the countdown has begun because it's Redditch Carnival Parade and Community Festival on Saturday, the 28th of September. That's next Saturday. But this week, I'm delighted to welcome into the studio Sue Yeng, who's part of the Carnival Committee and who has been fighting for many a year to bring the Carnival back to the town. Welcome to the studio, Sue.
Hi, yes, well, thank you for inviting me.
Well, this is a major event, isn't it? It's all happening on the 28th of September. It's the Redditch Carnival Parade. But I gather that there's something happening this Saturday, am I right?
So this Saturday is our promotions day for the Carnival, and we're very excited that we've got a troupe of Caribbean Carnival dancers who are really professional and enter a lot of competition for Carnival dancing.
I think you're downplaying them here, aren't you? They're the award-winning Leicester Caribbean dance troupe called Extreme Mass.
That's right.
And they've performed at Notting Hill Carnival as well, I gather.
Yes, and they're in the north and around the Midlands. They are really well known, so we're very honoured to have them to come to Redditch.
And they're coming to Redditch not only next weekend for the Carnival, but also this weekend, Saturday, the 21st. They're going to be in the Kingfisher Shopping Centre.
Yes, that's right. They're going to be doing sort of what they call a mob. What is it?
Flash mob. There we go.
Flash mob. But I think it's going to be a demonstration and show the public what they do, and are asking if anybody would like to come and join in the parade. And if they would like to join in, then they've got costumes that they're going to sort of match to people. And we're looking for 40 people, actually, to join this Extreme Mass dance group.
Wow, it sounds fantastic. I suppose there'll be all the Caribbean music as well, all the rhythms and everything else, and all the costumes. Costumes must be fantastic, aren't they?
The actual big structures that are going to be coming on the 28th are absolutely amazing. They are the bee's knees. And these other costumes that people will be wearing will be sort of headdresses and waistbands and jackets and, things that they can wear over a T-shirt and leggings. So some people will have, depending on which part of the parade there will be, because there'll be the Ice Maiden big structure, and they need a lot of dancers around that to set the scene. They'll be in white tops and white leggings, and then the other structures, I think they're asking for people to have black tops and black leggings, I don't think Redditch knows what's going to hit it.
Well, and this is for men and women, isn't it? They can. You're not just looking for. You're looking for both sexes to take part in this, aren't you?
Yes.
And they're going to be in the unit opposite Clinton's. Am I right there?
That's where we'll be based, basing ourselves, and that's where we'll be working through the day, talking about the Carnival procession, and the History Society, the local Redditch History Society, Derek Coombs, will be there showing, in partnership with us, showing old video.
The carnivals of yesteryear.
Yes. So that's going to be really set the mood, I think.
That's right, because I was chatting to the chair of the Carnival Committee, Amanda Hayden, and she said that so many people, when you talk about the Carnival, they go, not quite misty-eyed, but they say, I remember the Carnival. The Carnival was great. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we brought the Carnival back? And here you are, you're one of those campaigners, aren't you, that's managed to bring the Carnival back?
It's like a dream. It's like a dream come true. Seriously, I can't believe it's happening. Because when we started the bandstand events 7 years ago, and that was because that was becoming a forgotten part of Redditch. And when you really look at that area, it's so beautiful. It's in comparison with Ulster and, places like that. And yet people didn't even know that there was a bandstand there. So 7 years we've been working on it, and people it's got its own persona now. So you can say the bandstand event, and then people will know what sort of event it will be. And I remember the first time we did the September one, because that's traditionally the time for the carnival. We put kind of carnival event. We said it, but then I think it's so connected with the fair and Tommy and
Tommy. Well, let's give a shout to Tommy Wilson, because he's played a big part in bringing the carnival back as well.
He's wanted it back for such a long time, and so we said, well, we'll leave it. We'll leave the carnival name. And this is how we became a community festival. That September event became a community festival. And we had started doing little parades with the Samba Band, coming up from the Palace Theatre, through all the carnival rides, through into the Kingfisher Centre, and out through the main entrance, and then on down to the bandstand. And it was it went down a storm. Everybody loved it. It's really good. It's really good sound in the Kingfisher Centre.
And now you've expanded it into it's going to be a walking parade, isn't it, from Edward Street car park?
That's it. Yes.
And then the procession is going to make its way up Unicorn Hill.
Very slowly.
Very slowly. Plenty of music, plenty of dancing. Mm-hmm. And to Church Green, where the fun fair, Tommy Wilson's fun fair, is going to be. And it's going to be a fantastic event, isn't it?
It's going to be amazing. If we can pull this off, it will be amazing. I wonder if we could get the TV there here. That would... 19 years since we've had the carnival.
Is that right? 19 years since the carnival. Yeah. My goodness. And it all kicks off at 12 o'clock. It's from 12 o'clock to 6 p.m. That's next Saturday. But I better go through all the attractions. It says here we've got carnival dancers. We've talked about them. And Oya Batucada, the carnival band. We've got a samba band sponsored by Tommy Wilson. We've got music and dance from, there's an Abba tribute, Save the Date, Olivia's dancers will be there. I've seen those loads of times. Sub-Zero, Kerry Whip. She's a star, Kerry Whip.
She is.
She's been on TV.
Yes.
She is a star. She's played at the Christmas light switch on. She is great. It's a Sign are going to be there, the award-winning It's a Sign choir, and Foro Tempo Band. There's going to be bouncy castles, face painting, food stalls, children's activities, and of course, Tommy Wilson's fun fair as well.
Yes.
And it all starts, well, the whole thing begins this Saturday coming, because you want your 40 dancers, don't you?
We do. And we want to hear people's stories. And Derek will be there with his taking photographs that he can...
scan them. You scan them in.
He's
yes.
going to bring his scanner so that anybody who's got some photographs of the carnival, if they can bring them along and he'll scan them in, then we're starting to pull together a really good record of carnival here in Redditch that went on for years. Actually, I should know when it started.
Well, I think I can help you out there, because
thank you.
It was started as a fundraiser for Smallwood Hospital back in the 1920s. I gather. I think that's where it all started, and it was the Smallwood Hospital Carnival, because obviously those are pre-NHS days back in the 20s, and they needed the money so they could offer treatment to the poor people of Redditch.
Wow.
So
it's timely that the stage, because I think it's Town Centre Partnership, or some Lindsay Berry,
she's Town Centre Partnership, yes.
They sponsored the stage, and so that stage will be right outside Smallwood Hospital, the old Smallwood Hospital.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I can't wait. I can't wait till Carnival Day, till the Carnival returns to Redditch. Let's go over it again. The 21st, this Saturday, 40 people. We need 40 dancers to join Extreme Mass in the shopping centre. It's in Walford Walk, opposite Clinton's Cards, isn't it?
Yes.
Millwood Walk. Millwood Square. They're performing in Millwood Square.
They'll be performing outside the range in Millwood Square. Yeah. But I would like to call that Polotsky Square. I think it's much more apt with all those beautiful mosaics there.
Well, that's right. He was the creator of those mosaics, and although he's got a very Italian-sounding name, he was in fact Scottish. But there you go.
No way.
I'm afraid so. Yes, we get everywhere. We get absolutely everywhere. But it's all happening this Saturday, and then the big build-up to Redditch Carnival.
Oh, if I can just add on, so it's a big thank you to all the support that Redditch Borough Council has done to make this happen. All the councillors, everybody has really wanted this to return, and all the hard work that all the community has put into getting a track record with the bandstand and showing that this is what the people of Redditch want. We all need it to be an uplift, don't we? And a light relief with what's going on in the world.
Don't mention the B word, because that's coming up later. Don't mention the B word.
And that we are very honoured to have not only the Polish barbecue, which, if anybody knows, is very delicious with the Polish-style food, but we have, for the first time, Mr. P jerk chicken barbecue. And anybody who knows Mr. P, it's Michael from Warwick, and he is a fantastic cook, and he's very excited to be there, to be sharing his Caribbean culture and his delicious food. So please come to the bandstand, come to the Carnival Community Festival hungry. That's what I would say.
My mouth is watering at the prospect. So all that's left to do then is for the people of Redditch to come in their thousands, because Redditch has got a population of 80,000, hasn't it? If just a tenth of those people turned up, it'd be fantastic. But let's get half the town there. Let's get half the town. More. I'm looking at Sue. She's saying more. Let's get 80,000 there.
Oh gosh,
let's get into the town centre and support the carnival. Sue, thanks for coming in and talking about that. I know you're going to stick around because we've got some news to talk about, but we are going to go across to Claire, who's going to tell us all about what's happening in the Redditch and surrounding area in the next few days.
For all the things to do and see this week, it's Claire Bullivant with this week's What's On Guide.
Thanks, Ross. Yes, looking forward to the next few days as there are loads of things to see and do across Redditch, Ulster and the surrounding areas. Remember, Heritage Open Days are going on at the moment right up until this Sunday, September the 22nd. Basically, every September, thousands of volunteers across England organise thousands of events to celebrate our country's fantastic history and culture. So it's a chance to see hidden places and try out new experiences, all of which are free to explore during this period. There are literally loads of places such as museums, old houses, churches, historical places. They all open their doors for free. So just go to heritageopendays.org.uk to find some options. You don't want to miss out, and it's running up until this weekend, the end of this weekend. Also this weekend, starting on Saturday, the 21st of September, there's a Redditch Model Railway exhibition happening at Trinity High School, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. there. Redditch-mrc.com is the website, and these guys are pretty impressive. They have over 170 pages of information on the club. They throw some incredible events, and they really are at the forefront of this craft, hobby, whatever you want to call it. It's very impressive stuff. So if you are into your locomotives and precisely models of them, I definitely get in touch with them and definitely check out their exhibition this weekend at Trinity High School. Also this weekend, it's the 17th annual concert of Inkborough Sinfonia at St Peter's Church in Inkborough, 7:30pm on Saturday night there. Always a delightful event. Also on Saturday, Riding Lights Theatre have a new production entitled Kaleidoscope. That's being performed at Studley Academy on the New Road, 7:30 on Saturday night there. I asked them what it was all about and they said, in a crowded house, a man walks a new walk. Young lovers set a teeth-chattering example of faith while a gangster starts up in the forgiveness business. A fool dreams of escape on a rocket to Mars. And there's a jaw-dropping moment for prisoners when singing unlocks the doors. I want to go. It sounds fascinating, doesn't it? If you want your tickets, 01527 850 130 there. And it doesn't stop there. It's a busy old Saturday this weekend. The brilliant Coda, they're going to be performing at the Queen's Head on Saturday night. There's also a brilliant Michael Bublé tribute night happening at the Oust House, Paper Mill Drive in Redditch. £5 per ticket there on Saturday evening. And it's the Arrow and Wheatley Harvest Supper at Arrow Village Hall on Saturday as well. This is their annual parish harvest supper event with entertainment, and singer Barney Scott is going to be there this year. It's a fun night for everyone. Tickets there, 01789 762 638. Then moving on to Sunday, the 22nd of September. Remember, it's the Studley Car Boot Sale at B96 6ER. Gates open at 6am there. StudleyCarBootSale.co.uk for all the info. And we only have a few more of these left this year, so let's make the most of it. Then after your car booting, if you've still got some energy left, there's a free 10k running event on Sunday morning at Hanbury Hall. WR9 7EA is the postcode. You can bring your assistance dog if you have an assistance dog. They're very welcome. It's a National Trust event. Gates open at 8:30pm, starts at 9am, ends at 11am. Sorry, you don't want to be running all day, but what a lovely way to spend your Sunday morning. If you do need more details, 01527 821 214. And for those into their history, there's also an interesting event going on in Feckenham on Sunday. This is an introduction to Feckenham Moated Memorial Site at the square in Feckenham itself. B96 6HR is the postcode. And this is one of the Heritage Open Day events. And it's a chance to find out more about Feckenham's ancient monument, a moated manorial site, which may even date back as far as Anglo-Saxon times. 2pm there to find out all about it in Feckenham Square itself. And don't forget, it's Alan's Charity Quiz Night at the Bell Inn in Asselbank on Sunday evening. B96 6AX is the postcode for that, 9pm start there. And then a few dates for you next week. The Drifters, yes, the one and only Drifters are in Redditch at the Palace Theatre. Get your tickets there for Wednesday, the 25th of September. And also another great event on the Thursday, the 26th of September, is Memories Are Made of This at the Palace Theatre too. Take your mum, take your grandparents, it'll be a real treat. Redditch Palace Theatre for tickets. And that's all for this week. But remember, if you have an event going on, do let us know here at The Standard so we can let everyone know. Have a lovely week, everyone. Back to you, Ross.
Well, once again, loads going on in Redditch. I'm particularly looking for, I think the Drifters are on at the Palace Theatre. I think the Drifters would be fantastic. Yeah, great band. And it's just amazing they're still going. We've still got Sue, who's here, who we're going to chat about. I did mention the B word, didn't I? And we're going to mention the B word now because one of the residents of Redditch, a guy called Andrew Haycock, he's taken a letter to the MP, Rachel McLean's office, raising concerns about the prospect of a no-deal Brexit. And I think, as we all know, I don't think I'm taking the MP's words out of context here. I mean, she has consistently voted for a deal, for the Theresa May deal, and but now, she's saying she still wants to leave with a deal, but if we can't get a deal by the 31st of October, because that's the deadline, then we should just leave anyway without a deal. And this has caused concern amongst some residents, and somebody like Andrew. I don't know where you sit on this Brexit debate, Sue, but Andrew has asked this question of Rachel, and we're still waiting for Rachel's reply on this. Do you guarantee that no businesses in your constituency will be brought to closure as a result of a no-deal exit? That's a kind of difficult question to answer, wouldn't you say?
It is a bit ambiguous, isn't it? Is that the...
Yeah, it's because businesses prosper and go to the wall. It's happening all the time. It's one of these facts of life, I think.
Yes, it's people have to just change and move and fit in with how things are for the future. Any business would have to, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think so. And no matter what happens, whether we leave on the 31st of October with a deal or without a deal, it's this huge unknown, isn't it?
It's just it's going to be more challenging. I can't imagine without a deal. We won't. We've got to renegotiate everything, all the buying power and things like that. I just imagine it's going to be a lot more expensive because everything will have to be brought in. We're a small island, aren't we? We're not self-sufficient.
Well, that's true enough. Although you listen to, there are so many different opinions on this, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But you listen to fruit and veg sellers, and they say, well, we can start importing fruit from, all Commonwealth countries, from Australia and New Zealand, and we won't have to buy specifically from Europe. I mean, there are. I mean, I think there's trade. I mean, personally, I think we're better together. I believe in everyone sticking together and no conflict. But there's business everywhere, wouldn't you say?
It's the farmers that I'm worried about because I really did think that they would become self-sufficient. That we would be doing more of our own growing, because the big issue for me is the carbon footprint. So yes, we can get all our fruit and veg from, like it was in the Commonwealth times, from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Jamaica. Well, we still get bananas or Caribbean, but it's not the cost. It's not the financial cost. It's the cost to the planet. We should really be trying to eat from our own country. Grow out the food for our own people. But we know that we can't. The capacity's not there. Hopefully that farmers can grow a bit more, but because it'll be a free for all. This is how I understand it. That they won't be able to compete with all the cheap stuff coming in.
I think that is an issue. It's not that cost effective, I think, at the moment for farmers, which is why they need subsidies. I mean, I think this is the common agricultural policy. I mean, I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about here. Common agricultural policy. I mean, I think that's been subsidising farmers because it's difficult for farmers in the West to actually make a decent living.
Yes, and before we used to have the food mountains, didn't we? Which when we were in the EU, all that was
the butter mountain.
Yeah, that was a.
I remember the butter mountain.
Yeah. I'm just so confused. I'm just looking forward to this carnival to just.
That's not a bad answer actually, because I'm totally confused as well. I don't know who to believe, and. Who knows what the future's going to hold? And greater brains than ours have, no offence there, Sue, greater brains than ours are still puzzling over this. So let's move swiftly on to a battle to save a railway bridge. This is the old railway bridge that used to carry the train line south from Redditch. As we all know, the train from Birmingham, it kind of terminates in Redditch. But in days gone by, it used to carry on straight through. I think it's a road, Tunnel Drive, where the tunnel used to, trains used to re-emerge after going through Mount Pleasant.
Under Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, under Mount Pleasant. And it used to carry on down, and it would go to Studley, and then I think on to Evesham, and down that way to Weston. Mm. And this old railway bridge, it's since been converted into a cycle path and walkway by Sustrans. It's a sustainable transport organisation. It's part of a national network. Now, however, some bricks have come loose in this this railway bridge, and there are plans. The Borough Council is pushing forward plans to demolish the bridge and reroute the cycle path and walkway to street level, so walkers and cyclists will have to cross Green Lane on foot, which, and I'm a cyclist here. I mean, I use that cycleway, and it's blooming dangerous. Green Lane is a dangerous road.
Yes.
And it seems crazy that when we're all meant to be greener and fighting climate change and everything, we're making things harder for walkers and cyclists.
It needs a champion, doesn't it? It needs a group to champion it, to save it, really, because they can't just knock it down like that.
Well, I hope not. I mean, I've spoken. One chap has taken up the challenge. His name is Ed Thomas. He lives in Oakenshaw. He's trying to do his bit to save the bridge. I've also spoken to Councillor Brandon Clayton, who's the portfolio holder for the environment, and he's also the chair of the borough's climate change committee. And Brandon puts forward a very good argument that bricks are falling off the bridge. What if a brick falls on a car, kills somebody? And he also pointed out that the reason the Borough Council owns this bridge, and this is going back in the mists of time, the reason the Borough Council owns a bridge, which is normally a highways thing, and therefore should be the County Council, is because back in the day, the Studley bypass was going to go up there, up Green Lane, and the bridge was bought by the Redditch Development Corporation because the Redditch Development, the corporation was going to oversee had an interest in this Studley bypass. And when the Development Corporation folded, had done its job, the bridge passed into the ownership of the Borough Council.
Oh, God.
Which is how they've ended up
dear.
in charge of this bridge. And Brandon said, we're trying to do the best we can here.
So does that mean is there going to be a Studley bypass?
I don't think so.
Eventually, you don't think it'll ever happen?
No. There might be a little bypass of something, but I don't think so.
Because that might be one of the reasons they don't want to invest in that bridge, if there's that possibility. Because it would cost a lot of money to develop that bridge, so to make it safe. And then if they're going to have a bypass, then it would be knocked down anyway.
Yeah, I think there's too many houses in the way now.
Okay.
For the bypass. I'm pretty sure, if it went up Green Lane, because there's this Studley Gate development which is just being built just off the Redditch Road. Then you go up, there's obviously the new homes at the back of the Alex. And then I think the thing that squashed that route was it was going to have to pass through Sanborn or close to Sanborn.
Okay.
And the people of Sanborn didn't particularly want a dual carriageway going past their houses. Mm. So I can't see.
Do you think it's ironic that the Redditch Borough Council own that bridge when it must be right on the border of Worcestershire and Warwickshire?
Well, that's right, yeah. I mean, I'm chatting to Brandon. He thought that the Redditch ended where the road began, where Green Lane, at the edge of the road. But in fact, because the Development Corporation bought this bridge, they've got the bridge and a little house next to it, which is a void property. So they own the bridge. But as somebody who uses that bridge every day, I don't want to see it go. I want people to save it.
Well, I would like the train to come back down there.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
That was a really bad move to stop that line.
Yeah, is it Dr. Beeching that...
Oh, that day. I can remember my dad, who was an avid train man. He was so upset and so cross with Dr. Beeching that he decided to do all this.
That he cut the rail line.
We need to have our rail lines back. We need to get back into public transport. We need to have an efficient public transport system all across the country to avoid all the cars that are on the motorways and roads. I've just been down to Dorset, past Bristol, and the amount of traffic on that motorway and the exhaust fumes, the pollution. I don't know how people are living with that.
Well, that's right. Well, figures out this week, you'd reckon that despite all our green efforts, the amount of pollution from vehicles has actually increased purely because of the volume of traffic, which has increased by a third in something like 20 years or something. It's quite a lot of traffic.
Quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Gosh, Brexit and now pollution and every. Let's finish on hopefully a drum roll, because it's the final of the Redditch Palace Theatre Young Drummer of the Year competition this Saturday at the Town Hall. And the amazing thing about this is that it was in memory of John Bonham, the great Redditch drummer who sold millions of records with Led Zeppelin, and whose statue is, I can see his statue from where his memorial from our office here. There are no drummers from Redditch in the final. No young drummers, which is astonishing.
That's really sad. Oh dear.
They're from Worcester, they're from Droitwich, they're from all round, but apparently there wasn't anybody from Redditch who made the grade, which is a pity.
That's giving me a bit of a déjà vu, because 8 years ago there was these countrywide information coming through, and Redditch was coming out really bad with music. In I don't know, survey, however it works, and we all said no, that can't be, and everybody really rallied and said we have this music, that music, but if there's no drummers that are coming through, I don't know whether things are slipping. It needs to be addressed.
Well, I think so. Certainly the arts in Redditch. And I think there's meant to be. We had Philip Roberts in, who was trying to boost the arts through arts in Redditch. And certainly music is a key part of education, isn't it, I think? And drummers are a key part of everything, because everything works to a rhythm, doesn't it?
It certainly is. And they've got these schemes out there, because to start people up on musical instruments, where if you're not sure whether you're going to enjoy it, you can sort of hire one or loan the instrument for a while before you invest into. Although my son had a drum kit, I used to have to be very patient with. It's a bit noisy.
You had to wear your headphones there, I guess. Okay, well, so we want more drummers in Redditch, and to get a taste of those drummers, the Carnival's a good place to start, isn't it? To hear the beat, to hear the rhythm. The final of the Young Drummer of the Year competition is on Saturday, and Sue has just put her finger up because she's forgotten something.
I just thought about the drumming side of it. There's not just drumming from a rock band. There's all sorts of drumming that can be very enjoyable, like samba drumming and things like that. So open, if people can look outside the box and think about other ways of drumming, that would be good.
Okay, so we want Redditch to get some rhythm and to listen to the beat of the drum, which is signalling that Sue's phone just going off there. She is a woman in such demand. While Sue's answering that, I will just wrap up by saying thanks to Claire, who's done all our leisure and all our entertainments this week, and thanks to Sue for coming in. She hasn't answered her phone yet. And all that's left to say is, my name's Ross Crawford. You've been listening to the Redditch Standard Podcast. You can contact me on 01527 588 697. You can email me at ross.crawford@bullivantmedia.com. I think that Sue's call has just ended. You can also email me at editor@redditchstandard.co.uk, and don't forget to check out our website at www.redditchstandard.co.uk. See you next week.